In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host, and today our favorite repeat offender of The Dark Side of Songwriting, Quando Rondo, is finding himself exactly what we said he was going to be. It's not going to be over until he's in his grave. Now, they are back targeting people around him, in specific his grandmother and whoever lives in the house with his grandmother, because he keeps running his mouth in his music. We don't have to go through everything with this guy. We already know how this story is going to end, but why is he still being targeted because of his lyrics? Because stuff doesn't just go away because you feel like you want to change directions in your career. Stuff doesn't just go away because you feel like, oh, I'm getting out of my gang and I'm gonna change what my lyrics are and I'm gonna stop rapping how I rap. No, it doesn't really work like that. Not in this genre. No, it doesn't work that way. You say somebody's name, whether it be recent or whether it have been in the past, and people don't forget that you're talking about them. One of my favorite 50 Cent songs is Heat. And 50 Cent has a line in that song that says, if you were smart, you'd be shook of me, cause I get tired of looking for you. Spray your mama crib and let your ass look for me. That what's going on in the real world, and I say the real world, and that's just anybody who is behind the scenes in the industry or does work where they don't have to stand in front of this camera or just does anything where they can throw stones and do it, just kind of move with impunity without ever having to take responsibility or the blame for the consequences that come. What's going on in the real world is absolutely real. In the real world, there's real consequences for what you say, whether the consequence be a good consequence or a bad consequence. Quando Rondo, and I've said this before, probably for the fourth time, he made his mistake by taking his identity, as you can see in whatever he's doing on the screen here. He's taken and made his entire identity revolve around things where he knows that the only way to get away from those things is to die. We just have to say it how it is. He decided that his music identity was going to be, I am a gangster, I am a rolling 60s Crip, I'm about whatever. That is his musical identity. Nobody, and my thing is, he, just like everybody over there in his camp and NBA Youngboy and a lot of people who do music, unfortunately, that might not be your whole catalog and that might not be the whole entirety of the situation with your music, but only somebody like me or maybe you would know that this is not his entire identity. He has songs that are about pain and overcoming stuff, but who cares about that? Who gives a fuck about that? Let's be for real. This is the loudest thing in the room when you walk in the room. Nobody cares about if you made a song about your mother being on crack. Nobody cares about if you've made a song about overcoming your addiction. Nobody cares if you've made a song about you finally pulled yourself out of homelessness and depression. Nobody gives a fuck about that. When this is your image and this is what you portray and this is what you're putting to the front, all that other shit about that other shit, that's nice. You know, it's you know, congratulations on that, but this will always be the loudest. All they're gonna see is somebody that they feel like they can play, somebody they can feel like they can test, somebody they feel like, when I see you, since you doing all of this in your lyrics, since you're doing all of this in the song, because make no mistake about it, this nigga's not on the level at this point where he has a writer. I don't think he's gonna get to that point where he has to have a writer. Anybody can buy a writer, you know. Niggas is a dime a dozen these days. But this nigga writes his own music. Therefore, whatever nigga saying he said that had them going to grandma's house is true. Or it's accurate. Because he's not in a position where he can rise above saying that. Because again, we keep saying this. Niggas ain't trying to really hear no Quando Rondo at this point if it's not something spicy or controversial. This is what I want to say to people who are around this guy. This is what I want to say to anybody that has to deal with what I would call a high-risk artist, or you trying to start a label and these are the type of artists. Because make no mistake, you know, a lot of money will come in very fast, but only as long as they live. If you own their catalog, then you'll be fine. But like, these are the type of risks that you run when you decide that you want to run your mouth about what's really happening in your life. You want to run your mouth about what's really going on in the neighborhood you from. You want to run your mouth about whatever you want to say. You want to say names, say blocks, and do all that. Ain't nobody telling you to stop. I wouldn't stop. But these people are going to put you in danger. And I'm saying the person that's rapping is going to put everybody around them and anybody with any type of proximity to them in danger. Now, do we know if his grandmother still lives there? No. The point is, nigga showed up to a location that your relative have lived at because you was running your mouth. It's only a matter of time before people continue to go. It's like a hoe that just be showing titty pictures. It's only a matter of time before motherfuckers want to see somebody do something to you, or, you know, take off you. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if she don't live there, good. If she do live there, maybe it's time to move. Put the house in somebody's name. But with your reputation, what the fuck do you look like running? With your reputation and how you don't want to take your career that is really, I would say on its last leg, but it's dragging its last leg because you're not, this fucking hair is in my mouth. You're not trying to pivot away because you can't pivot away because ain't nobody gonna care. What are you gonna, what is there for you to do aside from just wait until you get your expiration date? It's nothing you can do. You decided to align your identity with something that we have seen over and over again. It is not you. You didn't want to go and just be a writer. You didn't want to go and try to do nothing else. Now you just out here. It ain't really nothing really. It ain't really nothing else to this. It's gonna continue to happen. It's gonna be more people. Before you know it, somebody will die. That's just it. This is the 4th or 5th time on this show. And he just continues to do the same shit over and again. It ain't no advice a nigga can give you. The best thing is just go stop rapping and start writing. You know? Put down the mic, pick up the pen, because, and if you got any money to you, move your family members away. If you can, but you probably can't because you're not really, you know, whatever. But this is the Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim. I will holler at you.